What would you do to save a planet? This is a question that most comic books, especially superhero comic books, tend to ask. But Strange Adventure asks, what would you do after saving a planet? What would you do to save your only child? In this episode of You Should Read This, we're going to be talking about the latest masterpiece from the creative team of Tom King and Mitch Gerads, Strange Adventures. Adam Strange is known as the hero of Rand. After being teleported to the planet from Earth by Zeta Ray, Adam falls in love with the Princess of Rand and has a daughter and becomes the savior of this alien world. He became the leader of Rand's military in fighting off the Picket invasion, became a great war hero, rallied the people of Rand, and was considered their savior. And while he was able to save the planet Rand, he was unable to save his daughter. Now, Earth is under threat of invasion by Pickets. The people of Earth and the Justice League turn to Adam to lead the offensive against the alien threat. But there have been accusations of war crimes against Adam during his war on Rand. In order to clear his name from charges of murder, torture, war crimes, and other terrible things, Adam asked the Justice League to investigate him, and they pick Mr. Terrific to lead up the investigation. And that's all I'm going to say about this book, because it goes through a lot of twists and turns. It has a great kind of balance between like this political kind of theater going on with, news conferences and press conferences and things with Adam and his wife. And then also you have this investigation being led up by Mr. Terrific, all while Earth is being invaded by the Pickets. And to say Strange Adventure is without a doubt one of the best comic books I have read in the last couple of years, and easily one of Tom King's best. And, partnering once again with his creative duo of Mitch Gerads, this comic is a wonderful blend with the slice of life stuff, the political theater, like I said, of press conferences and news conferences and interviews and things of that nature, as well as this investigation of war crimes potentially committed by Adam Strange in the defense of Rand. Meanwhile, he is positioning himself as the hero and savior of Earth from the current Picket threat. Through this story, I found myself kind of going from believing that Adam had done wrong to believing that he had done the right thing to really asking myself, what in this situation constitutes right and wrong? When you see some of the things that Strange had to go through, suffered at the hands of the Pickets, you really begin to wonder, is it okay if these accusations against him are true? Is it okay if he did what they're accusing him of because of how he was treated in return? I mean, we're applying human, ethics and morality to a war fought on an alien planet with a species that is shut off from other people. They refuse to let others learn their language. They're very closed society. The Pickets, have been a scourge upon that part of the universe for a long period of time, especially against the people of Rand. And you see how they treat Adam, and you're like, well, maybe he's doing the right thing. Maybe his hatred of these people who not only destroyed many years of his life, but also killed his only daughter, maybe they were deserving of whatever he potentially did. And, at the end of the day, he was fighting a war, a brutal and terrifying war. And it really makes you wonder, did it break him? Did he break his moral code? The dual timelines of showing the war on Rand, as well as the investigation of, Adam Strange happening on Earth, really mixed with the political intrigue and the mystery and the investigation and all these things, and, kind of asking these big moral questions, all while exploring the characters that are involved, especially Mr. Terrific, who was just a fantastic character throughout. And it really made for a compelling, emotional and thought-provoking read. And when it comes to the art, I really enjoyed that, like, when they did the flashbacks or you were looking at, kind of what happened to Adam on Rand, the art was really clean lined, really well defined, much more typical of what you would see in a comic book, almost like you were looking at the past through rose-colored glasses, versus the present was much more, Mitch Gerads' typical style, especially if you're familiar with his work on Mr. Miracle, is that same kind of fuzzy, uncertain almost feeling to it. And it really created this great juxtaposition between, how do we look at the past versus what is things that are actually happening look like now. And, when this series was coming out, they did the same thing with the covers. They had a cover that was, all degraded and, defaced and everything like that, and then one that was much more cheery and bright and colorful. And it really created this duality of this character of Adam Strange and this duality of this story, kind of leaving you to question what is real, what is happening, what is right, what is wrong, and really made for just a provoking read month to month. Definitely recommend that you read Strange Adventures. Whether you're familiar with the character, whether you're not, you will get to know them very intimately. I would say that this book is up there with Tom King's Mr. Miracle. It's up there with his Vision. This is going to be one one of his best works ever, and it is absolutely fantastic. You can get a copy at gtxcomics.com in this beautiful hardcover. I definitely recommend you check it out and give it a read. Yeah, let me know in the comments, are you going to read Strange Adventures? Have you read it? Do you want to read it? I would love for a chance to connect with you. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification so you don't miss any future updates or episodes, and I'll see you in the next video.